Really? Well. Hey guys, Happy New Year! I hope you all have gotten well into 25. I have, and I've been looking back at 24 being the biggest year on my channel.
In Kenny's clacky garage, we're making it right.
215 new subscribers. It's not a huge number for most people, but for me personally, that's actually huge. So thank you very much for all the subscribers in 24. What will 25 bring? Well, 24 was my first year, complete year doing YouTube seriously, kind of planning stuff and dragging a lot of stuff home. So much that I have actually forgotten many of the items that I have dragged home during the year. Many of them I'm reminded about every day. We will see that in a minute, but there's also a lot down in my shed that I actually don't remember. So I thought, let's start 25 with a welcome and a look at all the different pieces of crap that I am surrounded by every day when I'm not at my daytime work. And there's a lot. Here we go. So if we start out here in the driveway, this is my daily driver, a 2016 Peugeot 308 with the 1.6 diesel. I have a small series called Living with a Peugeot that I made because at that time the PSA branded cars was getting a lot of flack for being unreliable and stuff. But that's the PureTech petrol engines with the timing built in, running in oil. This is a diesel, but anyways, I thought it was for me at least, quite interesting to see what does everyday life bring with a French estate car. And I must say, not that much trouble, only normal maintenance. I had that little blob with the Eolyse fluid that I filled myself, and I could not erase the code. It has just passed inspection, and I got the workshop to make it ready for me because I'm not a mechanic, and they just erased the code and everything was just fine. So yeah, nothing to write home about. It got 210,000 kilometers on it right now, so I'm sure there's a lot to come. This is my 2022 Neptun Multi 255 utility trailer, I guess you want to call it. Or it's a machine trailer. It's meant to haul lawn tractors and ATVs. So it has a tilt bed, and you can get sides and mesh and ramps and all kinds of stuff. But I had a pile of old wooden floorboards lying around, so I just made my own sides. It's holding up okay for what it is, and it's just fine for my purpose. Really not much to say about this either. It's a trailer, no brakes, only two wheels and a bed, you know. So the only thing that really is about this trailer is I got two marker lights that is gone out. I think there's some corrosion in some connections over there, and that light on the other side. And inside this light, you can almost see it. It's completely rotted away inside in 2 years. So, yeah. I don't know if do you want to see a video of me replacing the lights? Leave a comment. Now, if we go in to where all the magic happens, this is actually a pretty strange room because you can come in through the front door, and then you're in the garage, which is also the main entrance for the house. Really, really foolish layout. But anyways, it's here. All the magic happens. And the first thing we bump into is a chainsaw. It was one of those from one of the previous trailer loads I brought home. This runs fine. It just needs a new chain, and it's already sold once I get a new chain on it. Beside it on the table we got the winter project hanging out. It has been on vacation just like me, so nothing happened. Yeah, it's a project in progress, although be very slow progress at the moment. The engine runs. It does propel itself and turn the knives, but I think the clutch is slipping. I don't know if I can make some adjustments or if I need to buy a new clutch. We'll see. I think in one of the next videos of this machine I'm taking the engine back off, maybe replacing some cables and stuff, and then we will, yeah, I've started from the front and I've reached to here. So the videos coming up with this machine will be from here and that way back, and then at the end I think I've decided to give it a paint job in the original colors: black, blue, white rims. So yeah, that's the winter project. It's chugging along nice and easy. So yeah, more videos will come because we are not at all done with that machine. The table itself has been a real game changer here in my shop, because before, when I started, I would take 2 sawhorses, I got them there still, and the 2 boards, and put the lawnmower on top and work off of that. Really hard on the back and not very good. It wasn't really good. Oh, well, I had my table over there, but it's much nicer to have a big surface where you can lay your tools and parts and stuff as you take it apart and stuff. So it's a real game changer, for me at least. I found it at an estate sale. It was tucked away, and I think they were a bit undecided if they wanted to sell it. But it had a for sale sign on it, so I asked for the price and it was really reasonable. Now, if something is really cheap, there's normally a reason for it, and the reason in this case was these sides is something I have put on, so it was only the blue parts that you see here that I bought. And before my ownership, it was casted down into the floor at another shop somewhere. So these pedals were actually missing and were chopped off, and I don't know how they made it work underground, but yeah, it works fine for my purpose. But if I wanted to, if I was doing if I was doing repairs more sort of full time, I would upgrade, but this is just perfect for me. Really nice to be able to drive something up a ramp and then raise it up in the air and have all that space. Really changed the game here on the channel. Over here at the far end of my work table, I think you have seen it in the background in many of my videos because it has been standing there for quite a while, 6 months or something. I have taken a little look at it. It is a Yanmar L100 air-cooled diesel engine. I have looked at it very briefly and I have turned it. It did turn, but now it's locked up again, so that's just perfect. It did turn with a drill, but it had an awful clacking sound, so I think maybe there's a bearing gone wrong. It needs taken apart and inspected, and I will get to that sooner or later. At least that's my plan. I really want to see that run, because it's the big brother for my pump, which is also Yanmar. We will cover that in a minute. I bought this at an auction together with 2 other engines that we will see in a minute, and the price for those 3 engines was, yeah. I did a video where I revealed the score of this of this auction buy, which wasn't this one, it's another engine over there. The price for those 3 engines was like stealing candy from a kid. It was a bargain, and I think this cable alone is worth more than the engine than what I paid for that engine if we divide it up into 3. I will get to that at one point. Here we have the failed Briggs Stratton. The connecting rod and the crankshaft tried to melt themselves together. It does run and runs. It sounds like it runs fine. It's just that the crank and connecting rod is broken. It's undecided what I want to do. Marvin from Marv's Fix-It Shop, another YouTube channel. If you haven't seen him, go check him out. He seems to be a really nice guy. And he suggested that I took a connecting rod and a crankshaft from another engine. He actually just did something very similar, and I just need to find the parts. Maybe, I don't know, if anyone knows, leave a comment. Can you take the crank and the rod from a vertical engine, a vertical shaft engine, and swap it for this? It doesn't need to propel anything, so it doesn't matter what the shaft looks like at the end, because I just want it for display and in running condition. So can you do that? Leave a comment. What the future brings, I'm not sure. Above these 2 engines I have my wall of metal signs. I really like old metal signs and American number plates. I threw up a short yesterday with my 2 new signs. I'm not sure if the check engine light is supposed to blink, but I made the connections myself, so maybe that's why. I got 2 American number plates for Christmas, one from Texas and one from New Hampshire. So now I got number plates from 4 of my favorite YouTubers. Watch West Work, Diesel Creek, Vice Grip Garage, and Musty One. So yeah, I think they look great, and I'm always buying new and wishing for new signs and stuff every time there's a chance. Now in this corner we got 2 lawnmower engines. That one came together with the Yanmar, and that one we will talk about in a minute. I haven't touched it, but maybe it will be a part of a project. Beside it, it's just a lawnmower engine. I took it off from a shield that was rotted away, and it does run. And I tried to sell it. Nobody bought it, so I don't know. Maybe it goes down the drain, I don't know. And that would be very sad, because we will talk about it in a minute. I got 30 more coming. Behind them is hiding a 87cc 2-stroke Johnson engine, a powerhead from a Johnson outboard engine. I yanked off a leg because I wanted to make my own outboard from a lawnmower engine. If you haven't seen those videos, I would recommend that you watch them. So the powerhead is lying there. I don't know what I'm going to do, if I'm going to sell it or part it, or I do have another Johnson in the basement, a 4-horse, an older model. Maybe one of them will be donor for the other someday. Now underneath we have the Yanmar pump. That was an auction buy. I bought it for way too much money, and it needed a new fuel pump, but then it ran. It is standing here because, well, for some reason I really like air-cooled diesels. I really don't know why. And I want them to be around for as long as possible. But I have no need for a 30,000 liter a minute pump. But I'm keeping it for some reason. I also want to do a revisit because it's burning oil. A viewer suggested that I check the valve guides. I have seen blueprints of the engine. I cannot see where they should be located. If someone knows, leave a comment. I'm suspecting the piston rings because this was a rental machine before I got it. So, I don't know. I think we will revisit this engine at one point, take it apart, see if we can make it burn only diesel oil and not engine oil. Here we have a Lister AD1 air-cooled diesel engine, a stationary engine. It was the main reason why I bought that auction with that engine and the big Yanmar over there. It looked on the pictures to be in a really nice condition. I think it was an estate sale and the gentleman who owned it passed away. I think. Or maybe they have just gotten too old to be living on that property. So there was a lot of other engines, a lot of other bigger engines, Chinese and all kinds of air-cooled diesels, and everything looked really spotless. At the beginning of this engine's lives, it had some kind of as exhaust. It was a pump at some point at a fire department, I believe he said, and the exhaust was a part of the primer system for the pump. So it has been a pump at its beginning of its life. The guy I got into touch with, he gave it a new cylinder head, and it was blue at that point and had another exhaust. So I think that was 10 years ago or something. Now it's green and living in my shop here. I take it out once in a while, fires it up, it runs just fine. It didn't need anything. So that was the main reason. I don't know why I bought it. I just really love diesel engines. And for the price that auction ended at, I couldn't turn it down. Over in this corner we have my Chinese diesel heater. It does a fair job. It's not the best conditions I'm asking it to work in. There's absolutely no insulation at all. You can see daylight through there, and that wall is actually about to fall down, and there's daylight up there, and no insulation and full of holes everywhere. So this room is just not suited to be heated. But that being said, I really think that it does a proper job. You can feel that it's heating up the room, even though it's completely impossible for it to do. But it's not that hard on fuel, and yeah, it just does a really okay job, I think, for the conditions that it's working in. One of these days I'm gonna tear off the roof, put some new plates on, and just remake it, because the roof is leaking and it's cold, and there's always a constant draft of old leaves coming from outside blowing in. It's just annoying. So one day a guy should get his ass moving and put on a new roof. Now, as I mentioned, I took the powerhead from a Johnson and put a lawnmower engine on top instead. This was kind of a failed project. The engine runs, but it kicks back, and a regular viewer suggested that I actually used the complete wrong engine for this project, because this engine has too small of a flywheel to be running without a knife. So maybe another swap is coming up. And also, after my failure where it slit my hand open, I busted my homemade coupling. So we will revisit this again. I'm not sure yet if I'm gonna put another engine on it, but we will be making that better so that it can actually... I didn't get to sail. I got in the water and then I busted my hand open, and then I had to head in again. So failure right there. Here we have that other Johnson I was talking about. It did run the last time there was a video about it. The pull start is acting up a little bit, because it's that older style where, I don't know, maybe if I sell my dinghy at one point, and I might will, this will be included, or I don't know yet. It runs, and it got a new impeller, but I haven't ran it on the water. Another failed project, the Frankensteins soap box car. I made it for my daughter, who is not interested at all. So I tried to sell it, but haven't had any luck yet. So maybe we got another engine here for our outboard engine project. I was told that a quantum engine would be much better because of a heavier flywheel. So maybe we will be putting a 6-horse instead of a 7-horse on that outboard. Now, I just watched the latest video from Matt from Diesel Creek, where he, at some point in his video, he said that he started taking apart lawnmowers when he was younger. That sounds pretty familiar. Well, if you haven't seen Matt's channel, that's Diesel Creek, head over there. He's really great. And if he started by taking apart lawnmowers, where am I going with my channel then? No one knows. Anyways, I came across an auction where a guy was selling 100 lawnmowers. So I bought it. I thought, why not? The video didn't really get the success that I thought it would, but better late than never. Well, this is half of them. I think there's about 30 or something, and they are organized in good and bad. These are the good ones, where the shields is not rotted completely away and where you can get a functioning lawnmower. Yeah, again, I think there's about 30 here. And if all goes well, they will be gone this summer. Over here we got, if I should use, I'm not trying to copy Matt from Diesel Creek, I just think he's really great. He's got his little Purgatory, where machines whose faith is undecided is lying around, and so do I. There's again approximately 30 lawnmowers here where the shield is rotted. They will be parts machines where I rip off the engine and use that for something else, and steal cables and springs and carburetors and what I need for the good ones. When all that is done, all the frames will just go to hell. No, to the scrapyard to be sold as scrap. Now, we have reached the end of my property, and down here I've got, that is just a playboat for my daughter. She's not using that much either, but maybe she's not old enough. My boat trailer, and a really old relic, but it just passed MOT and is working just fine, and is suitable for my dinghy. Now, me and a friend, we are sort of looking for a project boat, so this dinghy might not be around for very long, because I said in an earlier video, I do not sit well in it. It's slow. It's really not what I want from a boat. So that was a wrong buy for me, but maybe some other guy will be happy about it if I sell it one day, and I might will. Now in here, now we begin to come to the fun parts. Oh my god, what a mess. This is the lawnmower that I keep to do the edges and stuff. It's an old Stiga with a big gaping hole in the front and an old Briggs Stratton quantum engine. That is it's really hard starting, and the cable always needs adjusted, and maybe some changes will happen at that point someday. In there is my trusty old Husqvarna ride-on lawnmower that I have gotten since it was new. I think I bought it in I think I bought it in 16 or 17. I haven't done much work to it because it always just runs. I think the last season it started searching on me a little bit. So, but since it was new, I have always kept it stored with gas in the tank, and I have never ever cleaned the carburetor, which by the way should be a total hell to get to. So we'll see. Maybe I will drag it in and give it an overhaul, because it sure has deserved a better life than this. This is my Chinese two-wheel tractor. I also bought this new, and yeah, it has never failed me. Yeah, the only failure that this machine has is the owner. That's me. It has blown up the clutch once because Mr. Dumbass who owns it didn't realize that there is two separate compartments in the gearbox. One for the clutch, one for the gearbox. I didn't know that, so the clutch ran without oil for the first, as I want to say, 8 or 10 hours of its life, and it finally blew up. But the dealer I bought it from were really quick, sold me and sent it the needed parts, and I had it in within a couple of days. Actually, for the price and yeah, what it is a really great machine. Now it's standing with a sweeper. I also got a tiller over there, but I really don't have much use for it, but I'm hanging on to it sort of because of sentimental value. I bought it to pity myself right after I got divorced from my now ex-wife, so it's kind of a sentimental object, so I think I'm gonna keep it. We got a Makita shredder there. No, really nothing to tell about that. You just plug electricity to it and then it grinds up what you put into it. That is a gas-powered two-stroke leaf blower / leaf vacuum. I haven't looked at it yet, other than like this. The video will be coming one day. We got the billy goat, trusty good old billy goat. Fires right up. Right up. It fires up every time I need it. So that's just perfect. It might be hard to see, but go back, watch my shorts. I just drug a trailer full home of old junk, and this was one of them. An MTD Lawn tractor where the front axle is taken off, and supposedly it runs. It's missing the key, and yeah, a front axle and stuff. But yeah, video will be coming. Future project. Haha. Would you look at this honking beast of a tiller? If anyone knows the year, it's a Honda F700 two-wheel tractor, I guess it's called. And it's just a big honking beast. It is so heavy that I cannot believe. The tag says 230 kilos, and that's without the wheel weights. And it got wheel weights in all four. And there's extra weight there and extra weights here. I think we are closing in on 300 kilos when it's fully packed. It came with that kind of a plow and a turn plow and a harrow, and it's got the power tiller attached at this moment. So it will be interesting to see if it runs. I'm sort of undecided if I want to paint and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, well, we'll see if it runs, how it runs, and if it deserves a paint job. Now, in here is what I'm talking about. I have forgotten, most of what is in here, and there's a lot. In this little shed, there's just so much crap packed, and I have forgotten half of it. So, what do you want to? What? So, what do you think? Should I set the camera up somewhere, do a time lapse, drag everything out? Oh, it just keeps on everywhere. It's just scattered around everywhere. There's not much free space on the floor to walk on. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna set up the camera somewhere and drag everything out. Maybe reorganize after that.
Wrench in hand, I'm ready to go. Fixing up machine, still in the show. Saw, drill, or hammer, I got the skills. In Kenny's garage, I'm paying the bills. With every tool, I hear its call. In a world of chaos, I fix it all. In Kenny's clacky garage, we travel with pride. Power tools roaring on this joyride. With a little elbow grease, nothing's too tough. We'll fix up your tools, we'll make them enough. Rusty old tools come back to life, turning broken parts into something right. From chainsaws to drills, I know each make. In my garage, nothing's too big to shake. So bring your gear, no need to stress. Together we'll make it run at its best. In Katie's clacky garage, we trail with pride. Power tools rolling on this joyride. With a little elbow grease, nothing's too tough. We'll fix up your tools, we'll make them enough. So swing by my place, don't be late. In Katie's garage, we'll elevate. Garage, we tread with pride. Power tools roaring on this joyride. With a little elbow grease, nothing's too tough. We'll fix up your tools, we'll make them enough. Rusty old tools come back to life, turning broken parts into something right. From chainsaws to drills, I know each make. In my garage, nothing's too big to shake. So bring your gear, no need to stress. Together we'll make it run at its best.
Holy crap. I don't have any words. And that all of this is just from in there. Actually, what made me think that I should do this video was my wife. We have our firewood in there, and my wife was down here one day asking to pick up some firewood, and she asked, "Do you even know how much stuff you have?" And I could just tell her, no. So here we are. I'm not gonna go into much detail on every machine because most of them I haven't even taken a look at. All of these two-stroke machines is from the flea market over there. In the inoperable aisle, they cost 50 kroner, and I just grab it for 50 kroner, drag it home, put it in the shed, and thinking I'm gonna look at it at another point. So here we are. But this one is from that trailer full of stuff video. It was free. And now broken. Perfect. I said that I would make a video of it. I still will. Head trimmer. No idea what it is. Don't know what that is. Where it's from. I think that chainsaw is from the trailer full of stuff. No clue. That one I have been looking at. It's got a leaking fuel tank, but it's a Hitachi, so it runs well. Unknown, cheap piece of crap. That one might go for free. I might put it out on the side of the road. This chainsaw, I think I already made a video It needs a coil, and then I think it will run. Hedge trimmer. This Einhell hedge trimmer, I think I did a video on. It was sold, but came back the day after I sold it. The fuel tank is leaking really bad, so I just gave him his money back, and he was really happy. I think this was free. Looks brand new. Bosch electric hedge trimmer. This is from the flea market, 50 kroner. Flea market. I guess flea market. These two, I made a trade with the guy who bought the pink painted lawnmower, and he said that if I would have these two, if we could knock off 100 kroner of the price, and I just said, yeah, fine. So these two, I didn't pay anything. I reduced a price with 100 kroner. This one is also from the flea market, I think, together with these two. And this one is from the trailer full of stuff, I think. I don't remember. That is a multi-tool gardening kit thing. You can put different attachments on it, and it got 3 of them. A trimmer, a hedge trimmer, and a chainsaw. Unsure if it runs. This little beauty here you have also seen on the channel. It is the Norlett power tiller, where I think I broke the chain to power the knives. Something happened pretty bad inside. I have the intention of bringing it back maybe next winter, maybe a winter project for next winter. Taking it all apart, figure out what broke inside. Is it just a pin, or is it a chain or something? And then paint it, restore the engine into a better condition. Yeah, I think it deserves it. And then I don't know if anybody will want to buy it, but we'll see. This has also been in a video. That is the old Honda, vintage Honda. I think it got blown piston rings. It is really hard starting, and when it starts it burns all of the oil. It didn't do a runaway, but it might as well have done that. Maybe I will scare up some piston rings and revisit this. Could be quite interesting to see. I have another machine similar to this in the 100 lawnmower aisle. This is actually one of the first lawnmowers I bought at the flea market across the road. And it's just an engine. The shield is so soft that it can almost not support itself. I don't know if you can see the amount of flex. I can tip the handlebar so far down before the front wheels came off the ground. And it's a parts machine. This is the rusty machine from where I took the pull start for the billy goat. A nice running engine, but the shield has let it down. This is a Stiga aluminum shield. I don't remember why it was parked in the shed, because it's from the 100 lawnmowers. There was something, I don't remember what, but yeah, that will also be fixed. This is also a former actor on the channel here. That was the one I found on the side of the road, I think. That was also that I sold to a friend, and he complained that it will start up but then die. And that's true. It starts up fine, sounds just fine, but dies 10 seconds later. I don't know if it has an easy start. Yeah, it does. I don't know if it's the easy start system that is doing something, but again, maybe a future video we will take that apart if someone is interested. This is also from a former video. This is the KLIPPO. with the Briggs Stratton with the bent crankshaft and the blown out main seal. I need a new crankshaft for this, and I don't know how easy that would be, because it got that side out of the side drive for the wheels. But someday I'm gonna say that a lot. Someday I'm gonna take it back in to the workshop, take it apart, see if it's salvageable, or maybe I will just put another engine on it and just run it with no drive and just keep it here in my own garden. It's missing a lot of stuff: throttle handle, deadman switch, and all kind of happy horse shit. Over here we got 3 in a row lawnmowers from the trailer full of stuff videos. This one with a Honda engine, a Honda plastic machine. I think maybe is I just saw a video by Hobby Motor here the other day with a similar machine. Maybe it's a hydrostatic machine. I don't know. Haven't looked at it that much. This is also from that. It got a big Briggs Stratton engine, and it's a really wide machine. It can really cover some ground if it runs and functions. And I don't know. Lastly, here we got an old aluminum shielded machine with an old Briggs Stratton engine. Again, I don't remember completely why it hasn't gotten kicked down the road. I think there's something, the height adjustment here is broken, and the engine just runs full send. The governor doesn't work or something. So maybe that will also get a treatment at a point. Maybe another winter project, I'm not sure. But this is the extent of all of the crap I have hidden in my shed, and I didn't know how much it was. I counted it, and it was 10 lawnmowers, 10 hedge trimmers, 2 chainsaws, 10 edge trimmers, a garden tiller, and that multi-tool, I think. Which is also the reason why I haven't been at the flea market for quite some time, because I don't have room and I don't have time. But oh my freaking god. Maybe a guy should get his feet moving on some of this stuff also. But it's actually there's a couple of pieces more, but I didn't bother. There's an engine that is knocking more than Jehovah's Witness there. There's a parts chainsaw in here and another edge trimmer. So that's 11 edge trimmers, and I can't even see what it is. And then the firewood that my wife worked down to pick at when she asked, "Do you even know what do you have?" There's actually also a high pressure washer that I cannot power because it's 400 volts, and a backpack weed sprayer from Hardy, which is uncertain if it works. Well, I guess that's the extent of it, and my god, is there a lot. So, if you like power tools and watching a guy fail on restoring them, this is the channel that you want to subscribe to. Well, Happy New Year. 25 will bring more of the same, but also if Matt from Diesel Creek started taking apart lawnmowers, maybe I'm into something here. Anyways, take a look at Matt from Diesel Creek, Marv's Fix-It Shop, and Hobby Motor if you like stuff like this or something similar, and just YouTube in general. Happy New Year, stay safe, thank you for watching.